Welcome to another episode of the Bulldog Business Show. I'm your host, Dean Scott Grawe from the College of Business here at Mississippi State University. This is your one-stop shop for everything related to your College of Business, where you get a chance to hear from leaders within the college, across the university, and some of our alums, and hear some of the great things that they're doing on campus and in the community. Don't forget that you can follow us on Apple Podcasts. We're also available on Spotify and Podbean as well. So please don't hesitate to check us out there, like, subscribe, and don't even hesitate to share it with your friends and colleagues as well. So today I'm thrilled that we have a chance to talk with Cate Robinson. She is an alum of our MBA program, and she is a senior wealth advisor with Cadence Bank here in Starkville. Cate, thanks, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No
it's an
problem.
honor.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your story and how Mississippi State plays into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, I'm an MBA alum. I got my MBA in 2013, but before I came to Mississippi State, I actually, hate to say it, wearing green today, went to Delta State. I went there and I ran cross country, majored in business, and had the opportunity to go to graduate school. And really that was kind of my question is, where do I go? Where do I want to go? Mississippi State has a fantastic MBA program. They're known for turning out leaders. My dad actually had an opportunity to come to Mississippi State and do his graduate work there. He moved up from Florida. My parents moved up, and so it was kind of maybe a nod to him in the fact that I got to do my MBA or my master's degree the same place he did his. So that was special.
Great. And I love the fact that you went through our MBA program after getting your undergraduate degree at another school. You came here, you put together a very nice professional portfolio before you even get started. So tell me about your journey after your MBA. What was that first job, and how did that opportunity come available to you?
Yeah, I have so much the MBA program. They taught me, we can kind of get into this in a minute, but as far as they really taught me to not just give the right answer, but know why I'm giving that answer. And so I had the opportunity to go interview for the wealth division at Cadence Bank. And going into that interview, it wasn't the sample questions of, tell me what you would do in this situation. It was more of let's take it a step further. And so being able to handle that and coming into the wealth division, you're dealing with clients that have very complex issues and problems. And so the fact that there is not just a yes or no to them, it's let's try to solve it this way, or hey, let's come back and put together a plan that is unique to you. And so the MBA program set me up for success because I already had instances of working even with, the capstone project where you work with a business or an industry and try to solve a problem for them, able to absolutely parlay that over to my professional career.
Great. So, and you were part of the on-campus. So we got two different versions of our MBA program, or two different methods of delivery, one online and one on campus. So you were here on campus.
I was on campus. At that stage, it was a 2-year program. So I came in 11, graduated in 13. And so that capstone project that I was referencing, I believe Jeffrey Rupp was over that at the time. And we took a business, worked on it all semester long, presented to them. And I'll never forget, they did not take any of our suggestions. And I was blown away because I was like, no, what you're doing doesn't work. Like, we're here to help. We know this inside out. We don't have any biases coming in here. However, they did not like the suggestions. Looking back now, it taught me a really valuable lesson because as I'm working with clients, I can make a recommendation that's sound and knowledgeable all day long, but sometimes there's biases or just kind of personal kind of blinders that sometimes clients can't take recommendations, and you have to be okay with that. Yeah. And you have to be able to still continue that relationship. And so while I thought it was just so frustrating that we were the only MBA group that our business partner didn't take our recommendation, actually I'm happy that they didn't.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's an interesting perspective on that. So one of the questions that I get often, and it's a common question, it's, should I get my MBA? Should I really go? I've been in school for 4 years. I'm thinking about getting an MBA, or I've been working in the professional world for 4, 5, 6 years. Is an MBA worth it? Is it?
Yeah. I have two ways to answer that. One, I kind of go back to my father, and he says the time is going to pass either way. That year's going to go by, and at the end of it, you could either have an MBA behind your name or you could not. The other thing is being in the professional field, and I'm getting resumes that people who want to come work in the wealth division, if I see they took that step forward, one, they have discipline. And not saying you can't have discipline if you didn't go after your master's program, but the fact that you wanted to challenge yourself, you wanted to excel, you wanted to go a little bit further to, I guess, elevate your knowledge. And to me, that says something about you. And so that's one where I think having your MBA gives you a leg up on people who do not get their MBA. And also there's things that you're going to learn that you wouldn't have. And there's experience I did not, if I had stopped short, I don't think I'd be in the position I am today.
Great. That's a great way to look at it. So I often don't hear, people think about, that year's going to pass anyway. So that's a great perspective. Now you have managed to stay active and engaged with, our College of Business since, graduating with your MBA. Tell me a little bit about why do you continue to stay engaged?
Yeah, I don't know if it's y'all can't get rid of me or the fact that I just continue to show up.
I'm not going to comment on that.
No comment. But no, absolutely. So I was able to start lecturing for the Department of Finance and Econ. I teach a Principles of Financial Planning class. So I've been able to do that. Gosh, I'm probably in my 5th or 6th year doing that. And then also having the honor to serve on the Department of Finance and Econ Advisory Board. Also volunteer with some Greek organizations on campus. I enjoy working with students. I enjoy watching them learn. I enjoy them asking questions and being inquisitive. And so anything that, when they challenge me, sometimes they'll ask me questions and I'll say, let's get back to that, or let's go deeper into that. And it's a joy. It's an outlet for me, especially with clients. Sometimes they don't want to go as deep in the weeds as students do. And so, for me, it's fascinating. I love giving back in that way.
Great. Well, we're going to come back and finish up with some additional thoughts on giving back to the College of Business. But right now, we're going to take a break, and we'll see you here in a minute.
Mississippi State University's College of Business creates connections that can change lives, with more than $2 million available in scholarships next year. Take advantage of the top research institution in the state. Professors have practical experience in their field, and students have the opportunity to work on live projects with partner companies. Earn your MBA online in as few as 10 courses from U.S. News & World Report's Top 100 program. Give your business career a head start. Visit business.msstate.edu to learn more.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Business Show. We are here with Cate Robinson, Senior Wealth Advisor at Cadence Bank here in Starkville. Before the break, we were talking a little bit about you staying engaged with the College of Business. I had a chance to get the chance to know you and meet you through your engagement with the advisory board for finance and econ. Tell me a little bit about your engagement there, what that's like and what you enjoy about that role.
Sure. The board is made up of so many distinguished individuals, and it's an honor just to be on the board. But having us all come together twice a year, hear from the department, hear from faculty, hear from up and coming research they're working on. What are some things that the college is looking to expand upon? My favorite thing is honestly when students come in. And they either tell us, that they're, with the TVA program, where they're doing that as far as the investments, or it's some that are coming in to interview or they're up for a scholarship. Hearing those hands-on conversations, it just makes you want to dive in. I actually joke with people, I don't want to leave after I've been there. I wanted to start walking the halls, talking to people, because you just realize how much the college is continuing to grow.
Yeah, it is. So as you get a chance to meet these students and talk with these students, I'm sure you've got a little bit of advice that you'd like to pass on to them. What advice do you have for our current students that are undergraduates?
Yeah, I would say especially for the students, because we just had a meeting and we were talking to students that are getting ready to graduate in May. And a lot of them have the question is, how do I get my first start? And I really would lean into your professors, to faculty, to, even individuals like you coming up and say, hey, this is what I really want to do. Do you have any advice? Because I think a lot of times as students, and I can remember not too long ago, you kind of get in the mindset of that repetition. I listen to lectures, I take tests, I take quizzes, but you don't really realize how quickly that runway is about to end, and you need to be ready to kind of lift off there. And so the fact of asking for advice, help, connections, there's so many connections available through the university that y'all are happy to open those doors.
So some of the folks listening or watching this video now, they may have positions available and they may be looking to do some hiring and so forth. You've had a chance to interview students, talk with students.
Yeah.
How does the College of Business prepare our students for, you talked about your experience and how it helped you prepare.
Sure.
But as you see today's students, how are we preparing our students for these next jobs that are coming available?
Yeah, I've interviewed a lot of students from many different institutions, and what I commonly see with the Mississippi State graduate, especially from the College of Business, is the fact that they have the skills to apply things. And what I mean by that is there's not just a memorization, they just don't have a GPA. They can, when I ask them, well, why? Or how do you apply this? Or what would be the next step? What do we do here? They have those critical thinking skills that, it's just one that they have to be fostered. And some is natural and, you don't have to teach it. However, time after time again, I've never been disappointed with the Mississippi State grad because they have those critical thinking skills that can parlay right into the first day on the job.
Great. As you think back on your time at Mississippi State, I'm sure you've got many memories and you've, as you look back, we were joking before we started recording about MCO Hall. What is it? What are your favorite spots on campus? And you can say MCO Hall. And what is it about MCO Hall that makes it such a good place?
Yeah, I remember, of course, most of my time was spent in MCO Hall, being in the master's program. However, I remember those lounges and the amount of time we would spend there, or racing to different, offices when we thought a professor was in there and knocking on the door. But it really is the camaraderie. It's that atmosphere that you can only get by spending time in MCO Hall. I love it.
Yeah, good. So one last question for you, and that is for people watching this show
Sure.
or listening, and they've been inspired by your story and they want to give back and plug back in. What's the best way for them to go about getting started? How do they do that?
Yeah, and I would say you're never too young to give back or get started. Call whatever college and say, I really would like to give back. What are some ways y'all are needing here? Whether it's you need people to simply sit on an interview panel and interview people as far as the practice, or maybe it's monetarily or financially saying, by even, a couple bucks a month, this could really make a difference if you would sign up, or we have this gifting program, or, if you would mind sponsoring a student that wants to study here or there, we have a scholarship that you could give to.
Great. And if you want to take her up on her advice, we've got plenty of opportunities here in the College of Business. You're always welcome to reach out to me. My information is very easy to find on our website and online, and I welcome communication from anybody listening or watching today. So we do thank you for joining us for another Bulldog Business Show, and look forward to you joining us again next time.